I'm talking to Hartley Elder, who's just collected the trophy for customer service on behalf of the Isle of Man Aircraft Register. Hartley, the Isle of Man Aircraft Register has achieved extraordinary growth over the last 5 years. How much have you found that service is an important factor in competing with other jurisdictions for business?
Almost certainly is the key factor.
Yeah.
We are a government agency and have a reputation for not being the easiest or friendliest of people to work with the exception of the Isle of Man. We're the complete exception, and that has made a big difference to the number of people who've brought their aircraft to us.
Which jurisdictions are your main competitors?
In the very early days, it was the other offshore registers, so typically Bermuda, Cayman and Aruba. But we've grown so far now, we're way ahead of those, and we're actually starting to overtake some of what we would call the mainstream. Recently, Austria, our register on the Isle of Man for business jets has actually become bigger than the Austrian business jet register.
That's very impressive. How do you manage to provide such good service to clients on a worldwide basis when they're often in different time zones?
Almost always it's about people. The team that I lead do a spectacular job. We have telephone calls literally as the office is about to close, and people stay behind to solve problems. Friday afternoon's always interesting because people suddenly realise the office will close for 2 days, and they always, without exception, respond to these things, and we always manage to get aircraft flying if it's humanly possible.
That's wonderful to hear that government is putting the hours in like that, isn't it, to make such a success? And it's not the first award you've won. You won one previously, haven't you?
Yes, earlier this year we were voted the best in the world from the Executive Jet Investors. They did a poll of the law firms and the legal people throughout the world, and we came out as the best in the world. But to be honest, to get an award of this nature actually on the island really is the cream topping to the year.
Oh, well, many congratulations, Hartley. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm talking to Claire Coleman, who has received the award for Corporate Social Responsibility on behalf of Microgaming. Now, the Microgaming Health and Care Trust has donated £650,000 to local organisations and charities since it was set up in 2002. Can you tell us some more about the work of the Trust?
Yeah, I mean, just to kind of actually to correct on that, actually, we've just recently made another donation, so the count now stands at 700,000. So yeah, we're very proud of that. But the trustees and the Health and Care Trust, they work tirelessly on such a broad spectrum of projects, and we have applications from every area of the community, whether it be social or hospital equipment, and community projects, anything from providing minibuses to help sort of get people around the island easier and things. So yeah, they do a huge amount of work sort of within the local community.
Can you also tell us about Microgaming's work with the Isle of Man Sporting Excellence Programme?
Yes, that's a really exciting project. To be honest, that was actually, we were approached by sort of friends of ours at SNP, who actually it was their brainchild. They wanted to bring it to the island, so it's really very much a result of their hard work. And they asked if we would come in and want to be involved, and it's just it ticks the box of our ethos and what our company is about, and we're very much for teamwork, and we're a very fit and healthy company, and to promote something like that and be involved in it, we just felt that it was a privilege, and we had to get on board with it. So yeah, and the initial feedback from the first workshop is hugely positive, and I think it could be something that you know, we could run again in the future. And yeah,
that's excellent. And all your staff get involved as well in community-based activity.
Yeah.
How do you encourage them to get involved?
Well, to be fair, we don't need to encourage. Everybody's so active, and everybody's involved in various different sports and clubs and associations, and yeah, and we're just quite a young company actually, and very fit and healthy, and really, yeah, they don't need any encouragement at all. Everybody's very enthusiastic.
Oh, well done. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I'm talking to Lisa Bates from AXA Wealth International, who have won the Domicilium Award for Innovation. Can you tell me, how important is it in your industry to innovate?
It's really important to innovate, especially in the challenging financial climate that we find ourselves in. We have to continually be thinking about the customer, what they want, what the market trends are, and what's happening in the financial global market. So this award is a real achievement for us to think that it's been acknowledged that we're heading in the right direction.
And can you tell me something about the innovation that you have put in place to win this award?
Well, this innovation was based around QR codes, and the industry that we work in is very, very literature heavy, with lots of documents that IFAs need.
Things that people don't always understand, I guess.
Yeah, they don't understand, and also it's in the old world, everything was printed, and basically what this is, it makes everything mobile and able for people to view on their mobile phones, tablets, PCs, just by scanning it. So it makes life and doing business much easier in today's environment.
And what has been the feedback from your customers?
We've had immense and fantastic feedback from all of our customers and all the people that we work with, but also internally as well, because the people within the company use our documentation on a daily basis. So it just makes everything a lot easier for people to do business.
Many congratulations, Lisa. I'm talking to Joanne Clegg, who has won the award for teamwork, for getting together a team who together raised £20,000 to clear the pump therapy waiting list at Nobles Hospital for children with type 1 diabetes. Can you tell us about why you and the other team members got involved with this appeal?
Wow, well, I got involved because I got a pump for myself and discovered there was a waiting list for children, not for adults, but for the children's service. So I joined the Manx Diabetic Group, and we said, what can we do to help children get pumps? And then through my links, obviously with the media, spoke to Angela Gregory, and she said that the Manx Independent was looking for a campaign, and how about pumps for kids? So in March we started the campaign to raise £20,000, and we said we'd give ourselves until Christmas, and hopefully that will be enough time, and we're up to £50,000 today, which is wonderful.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Can you tell, how does the pump system work, and why is it better?
Well, the way it works, you wear it, I mean mine is here in my dress actually, and you wear it all the time. It's a little cannula, and you only have to change the cannula once every 3 days. I mean I wear mine here, and I change it to there and backwards and forwards. So for children, having to only do that once every 3 days instead of 4 or 5 injections a day is huge. And for their parents, obviously, I mean, we've got children as young as 2 on pumps. So if you imagine before the pump, you know, the mum or dad would have to inject their child several times a day. This is so much easier for everybody. So.
That's fantastic. Do you know how many children have benefited so far?
Well, we know we've wiped out the waiting list. That had 11 children on it. And now that we've got the funds in the bank, any child who comes forward and is suitable for a pump will get one more or less straight away. Yeah.
That's fantastic, Joanne. Well done. Well done. I'm talking to John Bethel, who has won the award for Volunteer of the Year for his work for the arts on the Isle of Man. John, you set up the Erin Arts Centre in 1971. Can you remember what the arts scene was like back in those days and how it has changed?
Well, it was certainly need encouragement. There was always great art, especially in singing and orchestral music, but both of those have, and especially ballet now. I'm very honoured to be the chairman of the Manx Ballet Company, but we've just today had 114 wanting to audition. But things have improved, but music, of course, as I've just said in the Great Hall here, needs help more than ever to keep it going. We need financial help. There's a lot of musicians who don't have any work, and we need to keep them all going. And so my view has always been, please keep music alive.
And you need help particularly now when perhaps cash is a little bit harder to come by.
Exactly, and the point is that everybody actually today needs music more than they've probably ever done before. Those that are sick, those who need help, and those who feel rather lonely. And I do know for experience that that helps if they can go and get involved in music or in the arts generally.
In your 40 years of service to the arts, can you pinpoint what has been your most rewarding experience?
I think it's by turning back and looking back to when people thought in 1971 buying a redundant church to be called, I think you're crazy or you're mad. I think now that people see that with hard work and a lot of volunteers, it is what has become a very internationally known arts centre, not just throughout the British Isles, but throughout the world, especially through our competitions.
Yes, you hold 260 events a year, and your renowned and prestigious oboe and viola competitions have put the Isle of Man on the map in the arts world. What sort of places do people come from, far-flung places, to participate?
Well, we have 26 countries coming in March, from Moldova, from Russia, from America, New Zealand, Australia, Germany. Oh, I could go on, but there are 26 nations, and it's wonderful. And even this year we've got one British candidate.
Oh,
for the first time.
You're also a tireless supporter of a number of other charities on the island. Can you tell us about these?
Well, I feel, as I've just said it to Clive in the hall, that my life being in the BBC for 35 years, working in the music department, I was the music librarian for the North West, and it took me around the world with the BBC Orchestra, and I learnt a lot about having to give back to a community, and it seemed when I came here way back in 1954 that one day maybe this would be my home, and then I was appointed on the Isle of Man Arts Council, and in this very hall here in the Villa Marina I conducted the very first full Messiah with the Manx Festival Chorus. It was the first time it had ever been performed on the Isle of Man, and 41 years later with the Festival Chorus I'm still here like I am with the Erin Arts Centre.
Well, congratulations, John.
Thank you so
Many
much.
Congratulations. I'm talking to Debbie Cooper, who has just received the award for Small Medium Enterprise on behalf of Paragon Recruitment. Debbie, you're in a company in a very competitive sector. What do you think sets you apart from other recruitment companies?
I believe the difference that we have is really testament to the team that we employ. We work with a number of individuals that we've worked with for now over 5 years. We've got a very close-knit, tight team, and it's the people that represent our candidates and clients that make the difference.
Can you tell me something about your training and values and approach?
Absolutely. We really believe in continued professional development. We like to make a difference. I think once you work in a team where people absolutely love what they do, we really enjoy it, and that shows, I think, with our motivation and the difference that we like to make to the people we represent.
Yeah. It's obviously crucially important when companies are looking to relocate to the island that they get the right staff. Can you tell us about the work you do to support companies like that?
Often we're first point of call when individuals or companies are either looking to relocate to the island on a personal basis or from a corporate perspective. We see one of our main aims there is effectively to sell the Isle of Man, so to discuss the way of life, the opportunities, the fantastic education system, the sporting facilities, before we even start to talk about the job really. So it's selling the Isle of Man initially and then working from there.
Well, many congratulations, Debbie. Well done indeed. I'm talking to Kathy Quine, who has just collected the award for People Management and Development on behalf of the nurses at Nobles Hospital. Kathy, you and the nurses have won the award for People Management and Development for your work on the Aspiring Leaders programme at Nobles Hospital. Can you tell us something about this?
The Aspiring Leaders programme was a programme that we put together to run over 12 months to sort of encourage our future leaders. It was developed for the registered nurses for them to apply for more senior positions for promotion, and also to succession plan to look at the leaders and their development for the future.
And this has proved to be very motivational.
It has. In the past we will probably have only about 2 applicants for a ward sister's post, and as a student nurse, being a ward sister is something that you aspire to be. So to only have a couple of applicants, we realised we had to do something about it, and now we'll have about 7 or 8 applicants for a ward sister post.
Well, that's a big increase, isn't it? And how do you think this helps you to care for patients?
Well, being a ward sister is pivotal to the care of the patient, and there's no doubt about it that good care for the patient is in the gift of being a good ward sister.
Yes, so you're now getting better trained and better motivated, better candidates for that post now. And how do you see the programme developing in the future?
It's just really to carry on. It's only been in its second year, so it's still in its infancy really, so it's just to carry on. And also probably to expand it out to also allied health professionals such as physiotherapists and OTs, and also into the mental health section as well.
Well, many congratulations to you and the nurses. I'm talking to Ricardo Campos from the Claremont Hotel, which has won the Company of the Year award. Ricardo, your company has recognised the vital importance of quality accommodation to help attract business and holiday visitors to the island. How have you gone about providing this?
Well, pretty much we invest in our hotels, and there's a lot of investment in the management and staff, and also all the refurbishments that we require. So we are trying to get a very high level type of accommodation in the islands, and something that the tourists and also the corporate guests can expect and can enjoy.
What are the key things that people are looking for in a really good hotel?
Well, nowadays more and more the corporate business type of the person is looking for the comfort, and also the access for the internet, and also a good night's sleep, and also a working night's sleep. So pretty much that's what we're trying to provide, and looking also what's happening around all the UK and Europe, and hopefully we'll get there. We are a 4-star hotel with expectations to achieve a 5-star service.
Excellent. And how do you promote yourself, both on and off the island?
Pretty much we are trying to be the #1 hotel in the island, and I know it's quite a harsh statement, however that's our objective, and we are pretty much trying to look forward for that. So we are investing in all the assets of the business to achieve that.
Yeah, and you've seen an impressive increase in room occupancy, haven't you?
Yes, there is a very high increase in room occupancy. Mainly the corporate guests, they are pretty much staying more with us, and also the leisure guests during the summer. But our main issue is to provide that type of accommodation that tourists and also in-house and in-island customers can enjoy.
And you've also won a number of awards already, including a 5-star award for customer service. Can you tell me about the other awards you won?
Yes, we won also like accommodation awards from the TripAdvisor, like review sites, and also the design for the new bedrooms. We invest a lot of money in actually the refurbishment, and £1 million was invested in the hotel, the Claremont, that pretty much is the baby hotel of the sleeper hotels. And so all the investments paid off, and is paying off, and hopefully in long term it will pay off. But we are trying to invest in all the assets of the business, like all our staff is actually going to courses in-house and with the College of the Isle of Man, to achieve like BTEC levels and of customer service, performance and standards.
Well, many congratulations,
Thank you very
Ricardo.
much.